Welcome to the Pakuranga College Moodle sessions, where we're going to get an idea of what we're doing and get started on the important stuff. As we know, we are currently an alternate PACnet school, and there's a question of why are we making this change right now? Well, Alternate is based in New Zealand. It's got 2 and a bit developers, and the users are all from New Zealand. Moodle is a worldwide product. It's got developers, thousands of developers all over the world, and hundreds of thousands of users. There's a wide community of people who are very comfortable with using Moodle, able to help you and share resources. Also, of course, we've got bring your own device happening next year. Students are going to turn up with lots of devices. We're heading towards a 1-to-1 ratio. We need to have the best tool for the job, and Moodle is a more powerful product and it's a more adaptable product. There's genuine advantages in using such a powerful product. The downside is the user interface is not always that marvelous, but you do get used to it. And once you've been there for a little while, it all works pretty well actually. It just doesn't look very nice. So PackNet versus Moodle actually is not that much of a battle. The same functionality that we've always had in PackNet is in Moodle. There's the usual put resources online, upload stuff. You can set tasks and assignments, and there's wikis and forums. There's extra stuff as well. There's checklists, and the quizzes work better, and there's a bunch of other modules. One of the advantages of having so many developers is that people develop modules that we can then use. There's very large institutions, large universities all over the world who have got full-time developers creating modules for us to use. Just a few quick answers to questions. Yes, it's another change in the LMS, but this one should stick. There's no reason not to. And even if it didn't, which it won't, it will stick, then we can actually export our data from this LMS, which was a problem previously. So we should be better off in that respect. Your classes in PackNet, current Ultranet, automatically had a class generated for each of your actual physical classes. We're not going to do that. We're going to do them on request, which is going to be actually better in the long run. It means that students won't be automatically enrolled to your courses. They'll have to find your course and enroll. But it does mean that you don't have to wait when a new student arrives in your class to have someone upload them or change that around. It works very well in other schools. I'm sure it'll work well here. And anything that you do now will be available to you at the start of next year as well. So there won't be that rollover where you'd lose everything that you'd done in the LMS at the end of the year. So there's professional development needed. We're not going to do these click along with me workshops. We don't find them effective in the medium term, and also that they create a bit of a dependency culture. We actually need to become a bit more independent in our learning. So we're going to have faculty-based sessions initially, and largely we're going to be looking at self-directed learning. So when you need to know something, you go look it up, and the resources are there for you to do your own learning in your own time. So we're going to have those 3 sort of self-directed learning sessions this term. Today, this is the introduction. Your faculty is going to talk about organization, how the nuts and bolts of who's in charge of which bits and how it's going to be structured. And you're going to get started with the basic skills and creating a page or 2. Next week, carry on. And basically, of course, because the current Ultranet will not be in place next year from January, so it's quite important to go and look at what you've got in the old PackNet now and transfer that across and try and get yourself a running start for using the LMS next year. It's going to be pretty important, I think, with so many students with their own devices. Then in week 5, we're going to have a sharing session where we'll look at what you can share what you've done, and we'll also look at what some other people have done that's been effective and fits in with our pedagogy as well. So we're really going to look not so much as the technology, but as using Moodle as a tool to deliver the pedagogy that is important to us, and then continue with whatever you need to do. So your immediate goals, you're going to talk about the organization, get a course started for next year, and work on the basic skills. Firstly, being able to access your own page, find the Turn Editing On button, and upload some resources, add some text. That's good enough for today. Medium-term goals, some people will get there quicker than others. Get your page properly set up with the topics and modules that you'll be teaching, adding images and learning how to use the other Moodle tools that are there, such as wikis or quizzes or whatever, in the context of our AFL learning, of course. So the learning resources that we've got, if you go to the Moodle Basics and look at Moodle for Teachers at Pakuranga, it's called the PacMoo page, there's a reasonably well structured set of resources there. You can follow it through in a linear fashion. Some people will dive in and grab the bits that work for them. There are other resources. That's the big advantage of using Moodle. You don't just have to wait for someone to tell you what to do. It's all out there. You can look on YouTube. There's the official Moodle documentation. There's Google, of course. Piles and piles of information is out there. You just have to go looking for it. So your next step, find your page or pages that you're working on today. Find your Moodle learning resources. Go to moodle.pakuranga.school.nz, Moodle Basics, Pakuranga Moodle course for teachers. Now, one thing to notice is we're on a slightly intermediate version here. We're going to get a bit of an upgrade in the holidays. Currently, in Internet Explorer, at least, it looks an absolute dog's breakfast. There's a lot of stuff that doesn't look quite right. In Google Chrome, it looks a lot better. The menus are not quite in place yet, but that's no big deal. The important stuff is the actual courses. And one absolute last word, if you're uploading files and it's not working, you've uploaded a file and it doesn't work when you click on it, that's because you didn't use this choose link over here. It's the number one thing that goes wrong for people who are trying to do stuff with Moodle the first time. They upload a file and then they don't realize you need to click choose to make that available. Good luck and enjoy.